Hello, welcome to my video. This video is called My Stigmata. Kind of sound like a song. My Stigmata, my Stigmata. Yeah, I do play guitar too. Here's my guitar stuff over there. My Stigmata. All right. All right, let's get down to some serious business here. This is my mom and my brother and me. I'm the one on the left, probably about 9 or 10 years old. And my brother there, he looks like he's seen a ghost. But anyway, that's my mom. My mom always made sure we went to church on Sunday and always read our Bible. And our whole family was very, very religious when I was a child. I was born on Thanksgiving Day and born under a blue moon, which is 3 full moons in a row. If you look it up, 1958, November 27th, 3 blue moons in a row. That's my birthday, Thanksgiving Day. And anyway, let's get on with the video here. I keep this in my Bible. This is a great picture. All right, let's get on with the video. Okay, oops. I don't want to get to that yet. Okay, I may have to turn this flash off so you can see. All right, we'll see here. All right, stigmata. I looked this up on Wikipedia. Let me give you a little history here first. For years and years and years, I have noticed this, and I've showed people. People said, "Oh, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. You need to go see a doctor." Blah blah blah. Whatever. So anyway, well, let's get on here with what stigmata is. All right, I'm going to flip to the next thing here. Stigmata. Stigmata are the appearance of bodily wounds, scars, and pain corresponding to the crucifixion wounds of Jesus Christ, such as the hands, wrists, feet, etc. And then down here I saw this. It said stigmata. That's people that have it are primarily associated with Roman Catholicism, and that's a total freaking lie because I'm not a Catholic, and I don't even want to go into that. But okay, so anyway, that's what it is. It's people, and throughout history, there are people that said that they had the wounds of Jesus on them and what have you. I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt. But anyway, all right, let's get on with it. In 2004, I had what some people, my son and some other people said that I had a nervous breakdown. That's what they said, because at that time I kind of thought I was Jesus. It was weird. Um, and this is my Bible. I mark my Bible with everything I read and notate and everything. And I felt things. I saw things. I saw things in the clouds. I thought I saw heaven. I saw a lot of signs. A lot of things that like God was talking to me or something. But anyway, let's get away from that right now. But anyway, my son and my ex-wife and my girlfriend, they all said, you need to go see a doctor, get checked out. But anyway, this was 2004 that this happened, and I marked my Bible up, and you can kind of see here. Here's one of the Bible quotes about stigma. Let me turn this light off here. Okay. It says, oh crap, I didn't get it very good here. From now on, no one will trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of our Lord Jesus. And that is in Galatians. What is that? It's actually 6:17. From now on, let no one trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Jesus. Anyway, I put that in there in 2004. My ex-wife, my kid, everybody, oh, you're crazy. You need to get some help. So anyway, Let's skip to the next page. Whoops. At that time, I went and got a tattoo on my left forearm. This is the tattoo. This is the top picture is what it originally looked like. It's 2 nails from the cross with the Jesus fish on there, and the Jesus fish is made out of blood. And I had that tattoo put on my arm. My boss at work hated it. It stood out like a sore thumb. So I had it for a couple years after 2004, and then I thought, you know what, I need to try and get that removed. So I went and I tried to have it laser removed, and you can see that it's still there. It's a scar from my tattoo, but anyway, that's a little history of that. Okay, so let's skip on to something else here. Oops. Now let's talk about the crucifixion. Most pictures you see of the crucifixion, it shows Jesus on the cross with nails through his hands. If you really research, you'll find out that that's not how the Romans crucified people. They may have done some that way until they found out that didn't work out too good, and I'll show you in a minute why. But the nails were driven through the wrists right here. If you do your research, look anywhere on, Google it, whatever, this is how the Romans did it, through the wrists. Next picture explains why. Okay. This is the wrist picture. And what happens is, okay, you got veins coming down through here, and that's going to be important later on. Remember where those veins are. Let me get a pencil here so I can kind of share it here. Okay. The standard spot that everybody says they put the nail was right here in the wrist. But as you can see, if you put the nail there, there's just a little bit of skin right there, and the weight of the body would tear that skin there, and you would fall right off the cross because there's nothing there to hold your hand to hold you there, because it's just a little bit of skin in between those bones. So where they really nailed on the cross was in the wrist right here, right in this V section of these 2 bones right here. And this bone, when they nailed you there, it's impossible to come off the cross because the nail's fighting right here against these bones. And if you notice, these arteries go around this, and the idea is to get the nail in that center spot and miss all these arteries. That's going to be important later. Okay. Now, next picture. All right, this is a picture of my left hand. I have scars and marks all over my body, every place of the crucifixion. It's called stigmata. And I can explain where every single scar came from. I know where it came from, but I don't know if this is the way of God marking me over the years, or what. I'm going to explain each scar as I go. Okay, this scar right here, you can see it on my wrist, and that's right where they put the nail, the Romans. This scar right here, I was playing on the playground in 1st grade, and some kid pushed me down, and I landed on a piece of broken glass, and it slit my wrist wide open there, and there was blood everywhere, and I never got any stitches. And we just put butterfly band-aids on it, and it healed up. This picture is the top of my right wrist. Now, you can see the scar right here. That's a scar right, oops, yep, sure enough, zoomed in on that sucker. You can see that scar right there is about where the nail, it's actually back a little bit from where the nail goes in, but that's pretty close to the location, and I'll show you what it corresponds to on the other side. It's like they didn't get the nail in the right spot right there. Every job has people that are kind of morons that don't know how to do their job correctly. And I'm not saying that the Roman guy that put the nail in was a moron, but he might not have put it where he should have, This other black spot up here, I've had that since 2nd grade. I remember, I think that came from a kid stabbing me with a pencil. I can't remember. But I know it's been there as long as I can remember. And I think some kid stabbed me with a pencil. Anyway, I've had it checked by doctors like many, many, many times. Skin doctors, everything. They said they don't know what it is, but leave it alone. We're not going to cut it out. I thought about getting it removed and everything else. Doctor, it looks like maybe even like a metal fragment or something that you got under your skin, and it healed under there or something like that. So it could be like a chunk of metal, but that's been there since like second grade. Um, and not really sure exactly what it is, but I think I remember a kid stabbing me with a pencil when I was in, that age. Okay, next picture. This is the underside of my right wrist. And right where you see the heart there's like a knot. And you'll see that my vein runs my vein runs right next to uh, the heart. So, and there's like a little knot there. I'll show it to you in a little bit here. Okay, now this is the top of my left foot. There's a spot here that's always red, and it never really heals or what have you. And my left foot, I've had trouble with ever since I was a kid. It's horrible. Anyway, I hope I ain't got a glare on this thing. Looks like it got a glare from the light. I've had horrible, horrible pain in my foot ever since I was a kid. I fight with trying to get shoes. I can't wear any kind of shoes like Nikes or anything like that. It has high arches because my foot hurts so bad. I have to wear shoes that have no arches, and I really can't wear socks, which is weird. I don't understand why, but I have a hard time wearing socks. It makes my foot hurt. But anyway, this happened in a motorcycle accident. I was riding my little motorcycle when I was 12 years old, and I was riding next to some railroad tracks, and my foot got too close to the railroad tracks, and my foot got bent underneath the foot peg, and I think it broke something in my foot or something. I don't know if it actually broke it or just tore some tendons. I think it just tore some tendons because I had it x-rayed later, and they said it's not broke. It's just like, it stretched the tendons or tore them or something. But I've had terrible problems with my arch. I even had special insoles put in my shoes and, podiatrists and everything. But anyway, that's that. Okay. Now, this is the same foot on the inside of the foot, going towards my big toe. And you'll see a scar right there. It's kind of hard to see because it's kind of almost healed up over the years. But that scar right there, that happened jumping over a fire. We had a fire going. We were burning a whole bunch of stuff up in the backyard, and the kids were jumping over the fire. And when I jumped over, I accidentally landed in the fire, and my gym shoes had little metal things on the side of them, little Converse shoes, and that metal thing got smoking hot, and it burned a circle in my foot. The scar used to be really bad looking, but it's kind of healed up. But you can see the scar right there. And that was being burnt, going through a fire. I'll show you more about that later. Now this picture here, this is a picture of Jesus on the cross with the spear being thrust into his rib. On my second rib up on my right side, I have like a piece. It feels like cartilage in there. It's about the size of a large marble or a gumball. You can move it around with your finger a little bit, but it's like cartilage. It's hard, and you can roll your finger around on it. And I let people touch it all the time. I've told, my brother and everybody else has touched that cartilage, and I always tease that's just that I used to tell my brother, hey, I'm Jesus, and look at it, feel here, this is where the spear went through. Feel that spot right there, and he'd feel it going, oh, what the hell is that, And I would laugh, and anyway, I've had it looked at by doctors. They say they don't know what it is. They think it could just be some scar tissue. And when I remember back, I used to race motocross when I was about 14 years old, and I had a really bad motocross accident at Grand Am Raceway. And I'm thinking a handlebar poked me in the rib right there when I was wrecking with all the other bikes. And I think I might have scar tissue there from that motorcycle handlebar hitting me in the rib. But anyway, I mean, it's still there. Anybody that wants to feel it, come on, stop on over and I'll let you feel it. It's kind of weird, man. And you can kind of like rub your finger on it, and it's the second rib up on the right, exactly where this spear on this picture shows where it is. That's where the spot is. And I'll let you feel it if you want to feel it. It's no big deal. Okay, next picture. This picture is a picture of Jesus on the cross. And that shows the spear wound right there. That wound is it's one rib higher than my spot in my rib. It's actually a smidge lower than that. And if you notice in this picture, his head is twisted really hard to the right. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Let's go to the next picture. All right, this is a picture of my forehead. I put little yellow dots where I have scars on my forehead. Just over the years of different stuff. I have a really bad scar right above my right eye. And these other scars, one scar is when I fell when I was a kid, this deep one on the top up here, right in the center. And then I have one where I smacked myself in the forehead with a wrench. But all those scars, they go all the way across my forehead, and look at the pattern. It's just crazy, man. I mean, I don't even know if I believe this, myself, It's just crazy. But it is what it is. Now, in this picture here, like I was saying, I got all these marks and scars, and Stigmata says that you can also feel like pain of crucifixion areas. My foot hurts all the time, my left foot, and the side of my left neck hurts all the time. The left side of my neck. And I started noticing all these pictures that people have drawn over the years. Maybe God, was holding their hand when they drew the picture so it came out right. But there's lots of pictures of Jesus on the cross with his head really twisted hard like this. And I have pain in my neck. I know that's not a pain. And I actually have a lump, kind of like a lump on the side of my neck. And I've had it checked by doctors and everything else. And it's not broken, nothing wrong, don't worry about it. And then I went in and I got an MRI on my jaw because I was having problems with a tooth. And and when they were checking the MRI, they were looking at it, and they said, "Man, what's wrong with your neck?" And I said, "I got a little bit of pain in my neck and stuff. It was a tumbling accident when I was a kid. I jumped, and you're supposed to tuck your head and roll, and I didn't tuck, and I landed straight on my head, and I screwed my neck up. I couldn't even hardly move my neck for a week. I didn't tell my parents because I was scared to. But anyway, the doctor's, he's supposed to be taking a picture of my jaw, and he's like, 'What's wrong with your neck?' So they know there's something wrong, and it bothers me, so I can't turn my head all the way to the left. But I'm wondering if that's a wound that Jesus had that nobody really knows about, but I can feel it. And when I look at these pictures, I can, it reminds me of neck hurting right there. Look at that. Neck twisted hard. Here's another one. Neck twisted hard. And I think God guides people's hands when they do these drawings and these statues and everything else. Why is it like that? The only other thing that's funny is they always show the nails through his hands, which are, if you really do your research on Roman crucifixion, that's not the way they did it. So, I don't know what to believe in some of this stuff. Okay, I think that's the last picture that I have on here. Now, I want to show you a couple other things here. Okay, these are my work shoes. Okay, right here. These are my work shoes. This is my right shoe. And this is an old, dirty, nasty shoe, beat up. And if you look on the back, it's worn pretty straight. Doesn't have a lot of wear. These are really, really good shoes. Got just a touch of wear on the side. But these are special SAS shoes for me to wear because my foot hurts all the time, and these are the only things that are comfortable. That's the right shoe. That's my good foot. This is my left foot. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it wears off real bad to the left. And if you see the wear pattern under here, you'll see it. My arch hurts extremely bad all the time. Like I said, sometimes it hurts so bad I could barely make it through a day at work and stuff. But I drag this foot a little bit, and even my boss at work tells me, quit dragging your foot. And I tell him, I can't help it. It hurts, And anyway, I just wanted you to see that, to know that I'm not really, fibbing to you about how bad my arch is. Like I said, I went to a podiatrist. Let me fix this zoom here or whatever. There we go. I went to a podiatrist, and they were supposed to make special, gizmos to go in my shoes, and they just made me hurt more. So anyway, I kind of prepared for this, but I drew a couple circles on my foot. This is the inner scar, which I don't know if you can see. I got a circle, but it's hard. It's kind of hard to see it. I don't know. I mean, you can see it in the photograph. Like I said, it's kind of healed up. Excuse me. This is the outer spot that always stays red and never heals. Now, if you take a pencil and you lay it across both wounds here, or you can see that it could go in the top one. Damn it, this camera. Come on, get adjusted there. There we go. You can see that it could go in this top one and maybe come out this bottom one. See that like that? Goes in here, comes out there. Now, if you look at this, if I take my foot and do this, look at that. What's that remind you of? I mean, I'm not probably getting it just right. But imagine a nail coming through the top and going all the way through. All right? Now, the only thing that seems weird is I have no scars whatsoever on my right foot. None. I've checked it over. I can't remember any accidents, nothing. There is absolutely no scars on my right foot. But my left foot is like a through and through, which is kind of crazy. So, okay. And here's my tattoo, which is kind of cool. And I have a tattoo on my right arm that says, "In God We Trust." It's an eagle and an American flag. And on my left arm, I have a tattoo that it's a picture of a bulldog, because my boss at work used to call me a bulldog. And because when I get a hold of something, I don't let go. That's what he always said. And underneath that, it says Timothy with my name with a big cross. The T is a big cross, and it says Timothy. I can post some pictures on Facebook or something like that of my tattoos. Okay, now that's pretty much it on all that stuff. Other thing I want to show you is my wrist. Okay, let me switch this camera around here. Okay, my wrist here. This, I don't know if you can see this or not. I should have got a brighter light here. You know what? I wonder if I could turn the flash back on here. Okay, now look. This, okay, the nail would have went through the top right here. Why is this camera not focusing? The nail would have went through the top right there, and maybe a little splinter metal got slivered off, and that's what that black spot is. I don't know, man. I'm just guessing like everybody else. Everybody's told me I'm crazy over the years, but how can you deny this stuff, So anyway, and when you spin this over this other spot right here, let me get my camera to adjust. Why will it not adjust? Okay. Let me back up. Okay. What the heck? I don't know why that ain't working. Okay, let's try it one more time here. Let's zoom this or something, do whatever. Oh, crap. Oh, damn, the devil's on the TV. You don't like this video. Okay. Let me try and get here in the light. I don't know if you can see this or not. Damn it. Okay, this spot. Here, let me go to a different spot here where you can see. Okay. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's a little blurry. I don't know why my camera's not adjusting. Autofocus. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. In the picture I showed you before, my vein goes to the left of this knot that's on there. And this knot, I showed this to a doctor once and he about passed out. I told him, I mean, back when I got the tattoos, I told him that's the beating heart of Jesus in my wrist, right where the nail went through. He looked at me like I was insane, man. He prescribed some kind of psych medication or some shit. I'm like, what, are you kidding me? Anyway, if you notice this spot, it's a heartbeat. It's probably my heartbeat, but the vein's not there. The vein goes next to it. That's not the vein. I've checked it and checked it and checked it. And I mean, you can kind of see, I don't know if it's a tendon. I mean, it's not really a tendon, but it's right where the nail would have gone through in the video. All right. That's where it would have probably went through. This is where it would have probably come out, holding him on the cross, or vice versa. It would have went in here. Oh, you know what? It would have. No, I take it back. It would have went in here and came out the other side. That's why that's why that scar is smaller, I guess. I never noticed that before. But anyway, it would have went in here. All right, let me tell you a little something about this. I asked God about this the other night. I prayed before I went to bed, and God kind of came to me and said, you know, Jesus supposedly died on the cross by his crucifixion is supposed to suffocate you. That's how it's designed to kill you. And then they break your bones, they break your legs and stuff like that to speed up, to make your body hang more, to make it somehow it suffocates you. And then they took the spear and put in Jesus' side, and blood and water came out. And they said, but I think they said when the spear went in that, you know, he was already dead. That was just checking. Well, I asked God about it, and God kind of said, and this makes total sense to me, that when they put the nail in, the idiot that put the nail in nicked the vein. They're not supposed to hit the veins when they crucify you. The guy nicked the vein with the nail, and Jesus bled to death. And this is where he bled to death from. This nail. And it ran down his arm. He didn't suffocate to death. He bled to death. And that's what the Bible has always said. Jesus shed his blood to save everybody, for salvation, to save you. Jesus shed his blood. It didn't say he suffocated to death to save you. He shed his blood on the cross. And this is what happened. The guy nicked his vein. He wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to let him hang on a cross for days and suffocate. But he nicked his vein, and he bled to death. Jesus bled to death for the world. So anyway, it's kind of into my video. You know, I hope you don't think I'm crazy. You know, everybody's always told me I'm crazy. I need medication and all kinds of stuff over the years. I got some other videos to post on that. But Anyway, um, I'm glad I documented this. I've been wanting to do this for a long, long time, and I asked God to help me to finally do a video. And this is the video. All right, God bless you all, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you. Bye.